9 out of 10, I'ma keep it zen. 9 out of 10, can you please fix your lens? 9 out of 10, got you playing pretend. Out of 10, I'ma keep it zen. 9 out of 10, can you please fix your lens? 9 out of 10, got you playing pretend. 9 out of 10, here we go again. 9 out of 10, could've bought the fam a Benz. 9 out of 10, are you making amends? 9 out of 10, probably lost an M.
This shit ain't nothing, man, let it sink in. Used to hoop in your Converse so comfortably. Knew one day I'd be good and you'd come for me. Didn't know it would make me this hungry. Looking at your judgment and everyone's wondering. Brought the heat to Windy City, did you see the damn coat? Saw you in the hallway, you say young and put on a show. Didn't know that's the cold play, you're about to get rolled. Even Adam Silver told me I deserve the gold. Didn't get the trophy, but I got something to hold. These forgive me, bro, I won't sell my soul. Big chillin', paint me as a villain. I jumped over the biggest dude in the building. God willing, the best in it and I still am. Your judgment gives me no fulfillment. I see you young OG, I thought you saw the same in me. Legend in my city, promise I'ma make you believe. 6 years in the league, just wetting my feet. Them Miami boys is cool, I'm still checking the heat. I appreciate the text and you checking for me. Dreams of a dunk trophy, resting in peace. Reverend Jackson said that's some bullshit. Lights, camera, action, you're the culprit. Queen Latifah said we do it for the fans. Showed these scars and she said she understands. Still trying to jump Shaq for the last one. Been cool since Uncle Drew, so bygones we get past them. Let me set the record straight, perfects I got 8. That'll ring bells all the way to heaven's gates.
Come on, man, this ain't right. Are you kidding me? This ain't right, man. This ain't right. This ain't right. That's highway robbery. That's highway robbery.
This shit ain't nothing, man, let it sink in.
Out of 10, I'ma keep it zen. 9 out of 10, can you please fix your lens? 9 out of 10, got you playing pretend. Out of 10, I'ma keep it zen. 9 out of 10, can you please fix your lens? 9 out of 10, got you playing pretend. 9 out of 10, here we go again. 9 out of 10, could've bought the fam a Benz. 9 out of 10, are you making amends? 9 out of 10, probably lost an M.
This shit ain't nothing, man, let it sink in. Used to hoop in your Converse so comfortably. Knew one day I'd be good and you'd come for me. Didn't know it would make me this hungry. Looking at your judgment and everyone's wondering. Brought the heat to Windy City, did you see the damn coat? Saw you in the hallway, you say young and put on a show. Didn't know that's the cold play, you're about to get rolled. Even Adam Silver told me I deserve the gold. Didn't get the trophy, but I got something to hold. These Forgive me, bro, I won't sell my soul. Big chillin', paint me as a villain. I jumped over the biggest dude in the building. God willing, the best in it, I still am. Your judgment gives me no fulfillment. I see you, young OG, I thought you saw the same in me. Legend in my city, promise I'ma make you believe. 6 years in the league, just wetting my feet. Them Miami boys is cool, I'm still checking the heat. I appreciate the text and you checking for me. Dreams of a dunk trophy, resting in peace. Reverend Jackson said that's some bullshit. Lights, camera, action, you're the culprit. Queen Latifah said we do it for the fans. Showed these scars and she said she understands. Still trying to jump Shaq for the last one. Been cool since Uncle Drew, so bygones we get past them. Let me set the record straight, perfects I got 8. That'll ring bells all the way to heaven's gates.
One way, another round, the other one. All the same time making sure that your hips stay upright. If you want, harder, stay very tippy toes. If you want, stay there.
This ain't nothing, man, let it sink in.
Just like that. Again, starting slow, building your speed up. From there, if you want to get crazy, you can add a push-up and then a knee tuck. And if you really want to become advanced, all you can do is have one leg out to the side and knee tuck one at a time. And if you want, you can simply hold this position like a hover plank. Great exercise for your abdominals and your lower back. The next exercise I have for you guys today is a Swiss ball hover plank. So all you're going to do is place your forearms onto the base of the Swiss ball, kick your legs back, and all you're going to do is carry your body right on top of your forearms, such as this. And as you get comfortable, you can just stay in a stationary position.
Nothing horrible here. It was just that, as we can both tell, that it was just that little bit uncomfortable second step was a little bit off. Going in, you have good eyes on your contact. Let's see. Pretty good frame. Your balance arm on the left side, this needs to be fully out, pretty much locked, as when you lock your left knee.
There you go. Hey, a little bit of height is gonna go a long way. You know what I'm saying? You got all the power. Set yourself up. Right? You ever throw baseball? So if you're in home field and you wanted that sucker to go to home plate, are you gonna put it straight on line without? No, it's gonna bounce. You gotta get up though. Or you're gonna put a little arc on it. Put a little arc on it. So I want seated box jumps. All right, so all we're gonna do, feet right in between the hips. From here, I don't want you necessarily rocking. Keep the tension already on it, so we're coming right from a static position, right from this position.
Are going this way, so of course they're gonna take your body.
Try to get it right on the line.
To the last step. So at this point, football, we want to try to find the right grip, get a set. Left hand is still going to be.
The kicker is we're going to put the ball so that the kicker can kick the football. So when I get in my stand.
Okay, Bryant, so just a quick overall look.
Be right on the line and your shoulder square. Same for the right. You want to turn in the direction you want to kick, shoulder.
These arrows, you're contacting at the right position. It
left-footed kickers will step out to the right. But in this case, it's a right-footed kicker.
As when you lock your left.
Just like that. Again, starting slow.
Get it right on the line.
Between the time you catch a snap and the time you actually kick the ball with your foot, you have about 1.3 seconds, or even closer to 1.1 if they're bringing a rush towards you. So being able to catch the snap, find the correct grip, and expose the sweet spot of the football, which is palm side.
Jump 44 inches and touch it, that's a 1% type of deal. So that's my claim to it. You know, that's my version of being in the 1% as far as you know, fitness, training, that kind of deal goes. So, but here's the thing: it's not mainstream. When you think of putting 1,000 pounds on a squat, everybody does that. Not everybody jumps. The people who do jump know, you know, when you test a Vertec, with an actual measuring device, you start to realize how big it's dumped. Right, same height. That's right. As far as calves go, when I'm training, as far as an athlete, I really didn't do these much. They don't serve that much of a purpose as far as your athleticism goes, but I know a lot of people work them. Like I said, I like to do volume and just make sure my Achilles is extremely strong. You know, I can touch the balls with my feet and explode. It's almost like they can store a lot of energy. You know what I mean? They can bounce off the ground, make quick contact. You look at the guys, the elite sprinters, they got like a little ball on the top, right? Mine are a little longer. I could actually, when I was a kid, when I really focused on them, they got bigger. But I always wanted like a little bit longer, a little bit, you know, be able to strike that ground and go. For you guys trying to grow them, actually, I read something the other day, and it was by a guy, Joe DeFranco. Shout out to Joe DeFranco. You guys go check out his channel. One of the best strength and conditioning coaches out there. I really follow him. Tell him Chris from OTA sent you. I don't know him personally, but he's one that I followed. You guys will thank me later about him. He's got some real, he's one of those dudes who I really respect him. But he said, and it makes perfect sense. He said when you're training, you know, with a straight leg, you're essentially working your gastrocnemius, right? If you think about it, that's a particular muscle of the calf. There's two, and that's the particular muscle of the calf that is more fast twitch fiber, right? Like type 2. So it responds, all right? The stimulus you apply to it all day is a high volume when you're walking, when you're running, things of that nature. So what he says, which makes sense, is you want to perform slower, heavier movements, lower reps. But then when you're performing your soleus, you want to actually perform, soleus is the muscle that goes underneath it. And what he mentions there is, like when you're doing your seated ones with your knee bent, that's when you're working your soleus. So that responds better to higher repetitions. That makes perfect sense. So if you want to grow them, that's fine.
As when you lock your left knee. So when you come here, you plant, lock, and then you're supposed to have your arm out, fully out. Right now, locked. Getting balance right here. If you know what I mean. As you can see, you're fully tucked in, your body and all. You're not getting like help from your guiding arm or like your whatever you want to call it, plant foot.
Wow, so you mean like on the whole planet?
Yeah, Dad, like on the whole entire planet.
Okay, that would be awesome. I'd say I've been around, I've seen it all, I've lived from day to day. And something that I've noticed to be true.
What's that, Dad?
The world would be a better place if only we could learn to tell each other, brothers, I love you.
Okay.
Front leg is down. I also think you should be slightly open so that you can reach over to your side. If you're closed off and you're too straight, then the snap that's over to my right tends to be hard to catch. So I'm slightly open. The position I'm going to put the ball in, whether you're using a tee or you're going to use kick off the ground, is right in my crotch. I'm arm's length away. Here's the stance from a side view so that you get an idea of the proper position. I'm going to put the coin where the ball will be placed, which represents where the ball will be placed, right in the middle of my stance. I'm going to be a comfortable arm's length away. I'm slightly open, and that way I can catch the misdirected snap that's to my right, or I can catch it high. And this is what it looks like from the side view when you're going to hold for place kicks. In order to give the snapper a target and to allow the kicker to continue to see the spot, especially when you're not using a tee, you want to keep the left hand right where the kicker has put his toe that he wants the ball to be placed. As I'm watching the kicker take his steps back, I'm going to check the line and make sure everybody is ready to be set or to give him my command. And once I see that line, I'm going to look back at the kicker and I'm going to watch him. And once he's done with his steps and he gives me a nod, I'm going to put my hand up, outstretched, my fingers spread just as I was going to catch a pass, so that the center knows that the kicker is ready and I'm about to give the command. So it'll look like this. The kicker puts his foot down, my hand stays there. As he's going back, I check the line, make sure everybody's ready and I have enough men. Then I go back and look at the kicker. I wait for him to give me a nod. When he gives me a nod, I'll put my hand up as a target for the center with my finger spread just like I'm going to catch a pass. When the ball comes, I'll remove my hand, put my index finger and my thumb together just like I'm catching a pass so that the spiral goes right in the tip of that circle, and I'll catch the pass just like this. From the side view, this is what it looks like. Coin's in the middle of my stance, slightly open, front foot down, back foot up. Check, kicker's giving me the spot. I'm checking across the line, make sure I have enough, make sure everybody's ready for me to give him a command. I look back at the kicker. I wait for him to give me a nod. When he gives me a nod, I put my hand up as a target for the snapper. I want to put that target right about the height that I want to catch it. When the ball comes, I'll release that spot, put my hands up, make a circle with my thumb and index finger, and catch the football. The proper way to catch the ball when it's snapped to you is to make a circle with your thumb and index finger and catch it arm's length away from your body. You don't want to catch it here into your body. You want to catch it away from your body so that you have time to get it and get it down quicker. So I've got a circle with my thumb and index finger just like I'm playing receiver. The ball comes in and I squeeze it and catch it. Now once I catch it, I'm going to put more pressure and basically grip it like I'm going to throw a pass on my right hand. This allows me to slide my left hand to the top and I can put the ball down with my right hand only. I don't want to put the ball down and hold it with my right finger because my left hand will be on the back of the ball where the kicker is going to see, and he'll seize my hand instead of the spot on the ball. So I'm going to catch the ball away from my body like a pass. I'm going to grip it just like I'm going to throw a pass, and then I'm going to slide my finger to the top as I'm putting it down, and then I'm going to put it down right on the spot. When the ball hits, my finger is already on top of the ball, so all I have to do is remove my front hand or spin and then remove my front hand. So this is what it looks like from the side. Spot in the middle of my crotch, arm's length away, slightly open. The ball comes, I catch it, I palm it with my right hand grip, I slide my finger down and put it. So the only thing the kicker ever sees is the back of the ball, because I'm using one hand strong grip to put it down and slide my finger up. The only thing he sees is the back of this ball. That's all he ever sees. Then as he comes, I remove my hand and he never sees this hand being removed, and I can get it out of the way really quick. Okay? The technique for spinning the ball. If I catch it and the laces aren't where they're supposed to be, as I bring it down, I can feel and see where the laces is. If the laces are to my finger side, then I'll turn it with my fingers.
Okay, Bryant, so just a quick overall look here. Good timing on looking up and down, Bryant. Great timing, giving yourself time to do both. Beautiful approach and start to this, really. Moving on. We'll move on to the approach. Okay, so a good shortened stutter to just get you barely little bit started, engine little bit started. It looks like your steps are a little bit awkward. You're not fully on par and equaling out these steps, but they look better, and as we both know and can see, you're not fully comfortable with them yet, but you'll just keep working at it, and we'll get it down. We'll get it down. Trust me. So, talk about that. Stutter. That step is what I'm talking about. Is a little it's like shorter, a little awkward. It looks, as you can see. And then you're going. Oh, okay. So that step, you make your body and muscles and everything automatically. You make yourself compensate to make sure you can get a good plant pretty much location down, and it looks like you actually do. Maybe a little short. I'd like it a little bit deeper, but anyway. Nothing horrible here. It was just that, as we can both tell, that it was just that little bit uncomfortable second step was a little bit off. Going in, you have good eyes on your contact. Let's see. Pretty good frame. Your balance arm on the left side, this needs to be fully out, pretty much locked, as when you lock your left knee. So when you come here, you plant, lock, and then you have you're supposed to have your arm out, fully out right now, locked. Getting balance right here. If you know what I mean. As you can see, you're fully tucked in, your body and all. You're not getting like help from your guiding arm or like your whatever you want to call it, plant foot arm, balance arm. You're not getting any balance help from it because you just have it tucked in, pretty much. So, like as you can see, you come to it, but then for some reason you tuck it in a little bit too early. It's good here, here, here. It should still be out a little bit here, here, and then here, and then be coming in. So you have that balance on this side. So just having it out a little bit longer. Moving forward. So it looks like we're kicking off the ground here, and you get decent contact. Let's see. We'll put a circle here and see. Okay. So yeah. So kicking off the ground, you probably want to hit the ball like about maybe there. That I have marked. And of course, not all the way wrapped on this side of the ball. I was just showing the verticalness from these arrows. You're contacting at the right position. It so seems you are hitting the ball pretty well. As you can see, you're toeing all there a little bit, not to the right enough, or almost. You know how you can wrap around and make that mistake when you go too much far to the right? You just need a little bit more of that to the right. Not much, not to wrap around, not to cause any wraparound and cause any of those like horrible kicks, but you know what I'm talking about. So just quickly going forward, you make your contact. You have pretty good eyes down still here. As you can see, yeah, okay. As you can see, your plant foot stays on the ground a little bit too long as it's lagging back. As you can see, it's fully flat down right here when it should be more of hurtling forward like a skip forward. So not just to the side, not and no forward momentum skip, not that. You want to have a good forward momentum skip, not too crazy, but because it's just a field goal, but a forward momentum skip to get your forward momentum going is very key. So you get that. You then go to the side a good bit, not much forward, not much. And it looks like you land with your foot and toe pointed this way, and as you can see, as you can see from the ball, when you hit it, it's more to the left going, if you know what I mean. You catch my drift. It's more it's going more to the left than pushed, or if it was in the middle, because your foot is not on I guess I could say the ball, and that you would understand it, just not a tad bit enough, so it you're taking some of your power away, almost
doing too much of a chip contact and hit. So you contact and you don't get a real good skip forward. So as you can see, you pretty much just land straight up. You have your toe pointed that way. Not a good sign from where you land, and you don't make much progress getting your forward momentum going. You just skip to, or literally move to the side, I guess I could say. I don't know if it's really even a skip. So you want to have boom, and then your foot and all should be fully off of the ground. It should not be lagging back because you're trying to keep your balance because you are too much inside the ball. So you're having to lag your foot back to pretty much compensate for that, so you don't, fold over on your body. So you have to, in doing that, you have to make sure that you give your body enough time and space to land, to hurdle and land, and that's why you lag your foot back, and it's taking our forward momentum power back, or down, I should say. So, as you can see, whenever you can see that full cleat right here, whenever you can see under your full cleat right here, that's a no-no. So, moving forward, you don't get that good of a skip. Going forward momentum wise, let's see how you do. So you land right here with, as I told you, not that great a balance, so you try to catch your balance first and then you try to go forward and follow through. But as you can see, you haven't even made that much progression from your kicking site here to here. And for sure, you're pointing way too much this way still with your hips. Mostly, that's what's controlling where you're going with your body and your momentum. Your hips and everything here are going this way, so of course they're gonna take your body more of that way and not straight on, so you cannot get less of a skip and more of a skip forward, which would be the key, and get these hips turned a little bit more facing the front that way. So you go on, you follow through with your right hand, good on that part, I'll say. And then you have to cross over, as you can see. If you were in the best and right position, I should say, you wouldn't be having to cross over steps like you're a model on a walk, on a catwalk. You would just be walking forward. But since you're too much pushed over to the left and not enough forward, you have to cross your first momentum step here over your entire body, here to there. So that's pretty much where we want your hips in the first place. Not not right now with you having to make up for it, but this placement of your hips really shows a good picture of where we, really kind of, I would tell you right now, want them to be, just from me and you individually, where I would want them to be, and that would mean from you, because you're a little bit too far out left, you would really, I'm hoping, would make the adjustment, and not wrap around the ball, but actually get a little bit more of the ball. Still not by wrapping around it. and not having to chip the ball as much and get more power, more momentum. And once we get that, and we can get your pretty much forward momentum right, because remember that second step was a little bit awkward. So once we can get all of that right and get your balance correct, if after you can hold out that balance arm much longer than you do at the beginning, like I said, holding out that is key. Keeping that chest out, holding that balance arm up, and really balancing yourself and taking control of it. So then you have to cross over, and you have to walk in a sideways motion, as we should be just straight. This is pretty evident. Don't have to say much here. And you are forward. So that is the end of that clip, guys. Thanks for the quick session. Don't want to take any more of you guys' time. Bryant, everybody, iKick, much love. DM to talk joining iKick. And I'm gonna have Brian's Instagram in the description, with some other sites in the description, and hope to catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Later.
Ball off your foot so you can put it where you want it to go. You ask many NFL punters, college punters, what drill or what is it that they spend the most time on trying to improve as a punter, and 100% of them will tell you that it's the drop. So what we're looking to try and do with our punt is we're trying to get that ball out in front of us. If this is the ball perfectly straight out in front, angle straight downfield, we're going to turn this nose of the ball, the front of the ball, just slightly in and slightly down to maximize that angle off our foot as we swing up and through the ball. We're going to extend that ball straight out. Right out here on a level plane, we want as little movement as possible. We don't want the ball moving up and down. We don't want, when we catch it, we don't want to bring it in close to our body. We want the ball as still as we can, starting right from here as we catch it and extending it straight out in front of us. We don't want to throw the ball up in the air. We don't want to throw it down. You hear the word drop and you think of the ball coming straight down, but actually you're extending it straight out on an imaginary table. It'd be like you're passing the salt shaker and you're sliding it off that table. That's what you're doing with this football, and sliding it off there in order for your foot to reach out there and punt the ball. So the hand position is critical with the drop. I recommend either a handshake grip coming from the side, so your thumb is on the side seam and your middle finger is on the side seam, or an underhand grip where all four fingers are underneath the football and my thumb is here on top. Either way is just a matter of personal preference, but what we don't recommend is having your hand on top of the football, so that one, it's really tough to get the ball out comfortably out in front of you, and two, if there's wet conditions, that ball is going to be tough to grip. So that side grip is right here, or the underneath grip right here. But we want to make sure that ball is not in our palm and not too far out in our fingertips either. It's kind of right in between, in a comfortable spot where we can control the ball. Now that you have a better understanding of where the ball should be coming out of your hand, what level to drop it, how to drop it, and the consistency of what it takes to become a good punter, now is the time when you would go out, start hitting the ball off your foot to get that spiral, replicating that spiral every time to be consistent as a punter. You ask any college and NFL punter what they practice the most, there's no question it's the drop. So you're not going to wear your leg out by practicing the drop too much. You right down the sidelines of a field as much as you can during your downtime. You want to spend as much time as you can dropping the football if you're going to become a good punter. Next, we're going to talk about receiving the snap.
Worthy of this, our punter heading on. There's 3 2014.
as you have to shorten it a little bit earlier as you would want. It looks like you have to really get on your toes a little quick because of I think maybe the length of your
Stutter step. If we can get that a little shortened, then we'll be able to fix this walkthrough really well. Okay, so we take this stutter, we take this first, okay, going into second. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So you were lined up a little bit long. So you want to be lined up a little bit shorter than you are right now with, of course, the stuff that I said earlier, but you want to be lined up a little bit shorter. So this last step is not a full lunge, and you're not even able to get, just because of how pretty much non-control you have of your body, which you should have so much more of. You have none because you're just flying to this spot because you have to go so far from your last. As you can see, you're starting here, so you have to go here to here just to get that plant down, and we want that back heel even farther than you have, a good bit farther than you have it forward. That back heel about, when we're off the ground, yeah, for sure. That back heel about here, real deep. I want it real deep. So as you can see, you fly out right here. You get a little unadjusted or off balance here, landing on the side of your foot, which you're relying on all your weight. You're putting right here. But you are moving it all forward pretty well. Not too much of a crunch. Kept that part of the chest up. This arm could be a little lower and more like a balance arm, more like this one as you have. But this looks pretty good right here. So as you can see, how much you had to twist your body and do all of this just because of that long, pretty much, I guess you could say, something in with the rest of the group step. Didn't know a word for it, but yeah. As you can see, that's what you're having to make up with it, with your athletic ability, which you have a lot of, and you really are great at hitting the ball and making contact and all that good stuff. So you're able to make up for it and hit field goals, but it's when you're gonna get consistent, you want to be consistent every time, and yeah, it's just not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back a little bit. I'll finish this thing up. So you're here, you look pretty dang good right here. Your plant is too shallow, especially for off the ground. Which, if we're going to be kicking, we gotta at least be using a 1-inch. If you're going to be hitting senior year this year, we'll be at least be using a 1-inch. I mean, take advantage of being able to use it too. Going forward here, same thing. Your lock right here, pretty good. Your lock right here on the end here, but man, you're on that Achilles. Chest up, this arm not that bad. Boom, boom, boom. You're watching straight. You land. You still haven't looked, and you just looked up. Great stuff. I'd like you to be a little more on path, centralized, and literally, yeah, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward. Not bad, not bad. We're improving by the day. Alright, so I gotta get a little bit of homework, get to it, my brother, and I'm out, man.
as you have to shorten it a little bit earlier as you would want. It looks like you have to really get on your toes a little quick because of I think maybe the length of your
Stutter step. If we can get that a little shortened, then we'll be able to fix this walkthrough really, really well. Okay, so we take this third, take this first. Okay, going into second. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So you were lined up a little bit long. So you want to be lined up a little bit shorter than you are right now with, of course, the stuff that I said earlier, but you want to be lined up a little bit shorter. So this last step is not a full lunge, and you're not even able to get, just because of how pretty much non-control you have of your body, which you should have so much more of. You have none because you just fly into the spot because you have to go so far from your last. As you can see, you're starting here, so you have to go here to here just to get that plant down, and we want that back heel even farther than you have, a good bit farther than you have it forward. That back heel about, when we're off the ground, yeah, for sure. That back heel about here, real deep, I want it real deep. So as you can see, you fly out right here, you get a little unadjusted, or off balance here, landing on the side of your foot, which you're relying on all your weight you're putting right here. But you are moving it all forward pretty well. Not too much of a crunch, kept that part of the chest up. This arm could be a little lower and more like a balance arm, more like this one as you have. But this looks pretty good right here. So as you can see, how much you had to twist your body and do all of this just because of that long, pretty much, as you could say, doesn't fit in with the rest of the group step. Didn't know a word for it, but as you can see, that's what you're having to make up with it with your athletic ability, which you have a lot of, and you really are great at hitting the ball and making contact and all that good stuff. So you're able to make up for it and hit field goals, but it's when you're gonna get consistent, you want to be consistent every time, and yeah, it's just not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back a little bit. I'll finish this thing up. So we're here, you look pretty dang good right here. Your plant is too shallow, especially for off the ground, which if we're going to be kicking, we need to at least be using a 1-inch if you're going to be hitting senior year this year. We'll be at least be using a 1-inch. I mean, take advantage of being able to use it too. Going forward to your same thing. Your lock right here, pretty good. You're locked right here on the end here, but man, you're on that Achilles. Chest up, this arm not that bad. Boom, 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 you're watching straight. You land, you still haven't looked and you just looked up, great stuff. I'd like you to be a little more on path, centralized, and literally, yeah, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward. Not bad, not bad. We're improving by the day. Alright, so I gotta get a little bit of homework, get to it, my brother, and I'm out, man.
Okay, so boom. I love the beginning stance. I don't know how this is going to work out. You didn't show your steps on the camera in the vid, but this looks a little long. We'll see that. Doing good, looking up at your target. And by the way, a little hint right here. Right in the middle of your goalpost on your home field, put a piece of like orange electric tape around the middle of the goalpost right there, and always you'll be able to line up with that orange piece of tape on the middle, wrapped around the middle of the top of the crossbar, from anywhere. Like you'll be able to line up middle, line it up with it middle, line it up with the right hash, left hash, anywhere. So that's a little secret, and not to give out to too many people. That's pretty good, it's like it's easy when you think of it, but you just don't think of it anyway. So move forward. You then switch to a pretty good approach. Beginning, okay. You're taking your stutter. It's a little too much, I guess. I could say it's hard way to verbally say this. A little too. Just make it a little more up and down toe. It's a little too far, if you know what I mean. Like it goes here, and then I'd like it to stop right there, your stutter. Not here. Oh, it's here. Okay. So, on. Not looking bad right now, though. Let's see. Chest, good, pretty much upright. Keep it off. Oh my god, things are okay, so we have pretty good eyesight on it. We're gonna go forward. Went a little too forward. Okay, so take your stutter, and then you're coming with your momentum here. Boom. Okay, so your right arm, have it locked, not just lagging back, as if you're just it's just taking weight from you, and it's just whenever it's like loose and lazy back, you know, it's just all that weight from that arm is staying back. It's not going to go with you momentum-wise. Fully, as I should say. As you can say, as you can see, as you have your arm just hanging right here. Stutter, you go into this step. As you have to shorten it a little bit earlier as you would want, it looks like. You have to really get on your toes a little quick because of, I think maybe the length of your stutter step. If we can get that a little shortened, then we'll be able to fix this walkthrough really well. Okay, so we take this stutter, take this first. Okay, going into second, let's see here. Yeah, okay. So you were lined up a little bit long. So you want to be lined up a little bit shorter than you are right now with, of course, the stuff that I said earlier, but you want to be lined up a little bit shorter. So this last step is not a full lunge, and you're not even able to get, as you, just because of how pretty much non-control you have of your body, which you should have so much more of. You have none because you're just flying to this spot because you have to go so far from your last. As you can see, you're starting here, so you have to go here to here just to get that plant down, and we want that back heel even farther than you have, good bit farther than you have it forward. That back heel about, when we're off the ground, yeah, for sure. That back heel about here, real deep, real deep. I want it real deep. So as you can see, you fly out right here. You get a little unadjusted or off balance here, landing on the side of your foot, which you're relying on all your weight. You're putting right here. But you are moving it all forward pretty well. Not too much of a crunch. Kept that part of the chest up. This arm could be a little lower and more like a balance arm, more like this one as you have. But this looks pretty good right here. So. As you can see, how much you had to twist your body and do all of this just because of that long, pretty much, as you could say, doesn't fit in with the rest of the group step. Didn't know the word for it, but yeah. As you can see, that's what you're having to make up with it with your athletic ability, which you have a lot of, and you really are great at hitting the ball and making contact and all that good stuff. So you're able to make up for it and hit field goals, but it's when you're gonna get consistent, you want to be consistent every time, and yeah, it's just not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back a little bit. I'll finish this thing up. So we're here. You look pretty dang good right here. Your plant is too shallow, especially for off the ground. Which, if we're going to be kicking, we gotta at least be using a 1-inch if we're going to be if you're going to be hitting senior year this year. We'll be at least be using a 1-inch. I mean, take advantage of being able to use it truly. Going forward to here, setting your thing. Your lock right here, pretty good. You're locked right here on the end here, but man, you're on that Achilles. Chest up, this arm not that bad. Boom, 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 you're watching straight. You land, you still haven't looked and you just looked up, great stuff. I'd like you to be a little more on path, centralized, and literally, yeah, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward. Not bad, not bad. We're improving by the day. Alright, so I gave you a little bit of homework, get to it, my brother, and I'm out, man. Yeah.
better alternative to the lift drill, the drill or test that I just showed you where we're 7 yards and 6 yards away from the goalpost, is this drill, which I call the pole drill. This is a light pole that lights this field. You can find these soccer fields, football fields, and baseball fields.
The object is to aim for a high spot on the pole. We are working trajectory and accuracy. Because we are a comfortable distance away from our